I've been reading up about what the experts are going to say about us travelling in the future, and particularly on aeroplanes, and it makes quite interesting reading. Um, Social distancing, all the problems about fear of flying with the COVID in the background, all that thing is going to really impact on how we travel and how the airlines can actually make a service that is viable for them and is not too uncomfortable for us. To give you a few examples, actually on the aeroplane, first thing is that the airlines and the manufacturers are trying to provide information via the media on how the air is filtered through the plane. And one thing I didn't realize, which is that they filtered fresh air through the plane every 20 seconds, or quite a lot more than we would get in a normal home. But the actual air is filtered sideways and not down the whole fuselage. So if somebody, let's say, had a COVID problem in row 10, then it doesn't necessarily mean that the guys sitting in row 50 at the back are going to catch it, because the air goes round the fuselage instead of long ways, which I didn't realise. So that's quite interesting. The other thing is they're talking about if you want to go to the toilet, there's going to be no queues along the gangway in the future. You have to put your hand up, say, "Miss, can I go to the toilet?" And then it'd be your turn. Don't know if that's going to work. Also, they're expecting some planes to be diverted because people will refuse to wear their mask, which is not very sensible when somebody sitting next to you doesn't want to catch your bugs. So we're really going to have to take the whole flight with a mask on, apart from when we're eating and putting down the mask just to eat. But a lot of the planes will not have magazines. They may not have food on the short flights particularly, and life on board will be a lot different. The biggest change we'll probably find is that there'll be less flights but more stops, rather like a slow train which stops at every station. So for example, if you're flying from, let's say, Heathrow to Bangkok, you might go Heathrow to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Moscow, Moscow to Bombay, and Bombay into Thailand, i.e. stopping quite a lot. It's frustrating, and you may not be allowed off the plane for obvious reasons, but the airlines have to make money. So there's no point us kidding ourselves that the airlines are going to fly empty seats, or one seat empty, one seat not empty. Maybe you'll have to pay extra to have a seat next to you empty. I don't know, all sorts of permutations, but it's going to be a big change, that's for sure. But the one thing that we're all used to is travelling around, and I don't think people are just going to say, "I don't want to travel anymore." If I wanted to go from Europe to the Far East, I'd be quite happy to stop at 3 or 4 places, as long as I could stretch my legs, even if it's in the plane. But that's going to be the problem. I don't think a very long flight is going to be very healthy, because deep throat, you've got problems with the blood circulation. Anyway, there's my opinion. It'd be interesting to hear what you think.